So hello guys, in our previous video we have seen that remove item and remove cart, like decrement cart items after login. Okay, before login it was working, but after login it wasn't working, so we have fixed that thing. So like if we are adding this shirt in the cart. Okay, so this minus button and this remove button wasn't working, and we have made it functionable. Okay, so it is working now. So in today's video what we are gonna learn is actually we will work on this place order thing. Okay, so currently when we fill any detail like this and click on this place order, so you can see nothing is happening. Why? Because we haven't created any view, any URL regarding this button. And currently if we want to check that what it is doing, what this form is doing, if it has any URL or not, so let's go to checkout.html. In our checkout.html we have this form and action URL is checkout, you can see. So instead of this checkout URL, it showed something like place order or something. So we have to uh, make some models for that. Okay, so first of all we have to create an app. Okay, we will create an app, a separate app called orders, because all the things related to orders we are gonna create inside that app. Okay, so let's create an app, guys. uh, so here you have to type that python manage dot py, not oy but py, create app, and the name you want to give. So let's give don't know what is happening. So let's give name like orders. I think there is some mistake I have made. Okay, sorry guys, the I have to type here start app, not a create app. Okay, so these commands you have to remember, guys, otherwise this kind of mistakes can be performed by you while uh, production. Okay, so now let's press enter, and you can see here something has been changed, like orders will be created. Here it is. Okay, and we have views, models, apps, admin. So we don't have any URL. Okay, so that we have to create. So before that, let's go to our settings.py and let's register this. Okay, so where is our settings.py? I think it is inside this project. Okay, so inside project, where is, okay, so let's register orders. Okay, so now let's go to our models and create some models. Okay, so I have already uh, have that code. Okay, so it will save our time, so you can also just copy and paste, guys, because it is now basic things like creating all these models. So we have created this payment order and order product, these three models. Okay, so these three models we are gonna use in our place order flow. Okay, so just create this. Don't worry, I will provide the uh, this code in the description. Okay, so don't worry about that. So after creation of these models, we have to make migrations. Okay, as usual. So let's tell this python manage.py to make migration. Make migrations, and migrate as well. Now let's initiate this server. Okay, and check if what is happening. So here uh, we don't have that orders app. So I think something is okay guys. So I think uh, here we have to register those models. Okay, that thing is missing. So from dot models import order product inside register order product, and payment also we have to payment. Okay, and same for the payment. So now it should visible like this. Okay, so it is visible now. You can see all these fields as well. Okay, so now we will make a url for this orders in our grid cards urls.py. So let's go to grid cards urls.py. Here we have to uh, create a path for that orders. Okay, so inside orders we also have to create a urls.py. Here you can see no model named urls orders.url. So what is happening guys? I think we have to create urls.py. Let's create urls.py. Okay, so here we have to create that url. So just like this here stores url or any other apps url, just copy this and paste it here and remove all these urls. Okay, we only want one, and this will remain, but we have to change here like here place order. Okay, not request order, and same for here view. Inside views we have to create one place order view. Okay, that we will create. So you can see the place order name has been given to this url. Okay, so that we can use this url inside that our checkout.html or any other html. Okay, so let's go to views. We don't have any view. So first of all, so here we will create a view for place order. Okay, currently we don't want this kind of thing. Okay, we just want that http response, and this response we have to import. So from http just import this. So not this, but okay. Okay, so that it will display this okay when place order uh, will be in the URL. So let's refresh the server. So now inside orders, place order. So you can see here this URL is working perfectly. Okay. So now for collecting all the data of this form, we will create another form. Okay, like a new file called forms.py inside this orders. So now new file and name it forms.py, and inside that forms.py, first of all let's import from Django, import forms, and from dot model, so we have to import order. Okay, and now class order form, forms dot model form, and okay, first name, last name, phone, email address, one two country state. Okay, so what is happening here? So now basically we are creating this order form class which is based on this order table, and these fields are taken from this order model. Okay, so you can see here in this order model, this order, from this order model we have taken all fields from these fields. Okay, here you can see all the fields, but we have taken some fields like this this. Okay, so those fields are uh, we are gonna fill in this form here. Okay, it is just like that we have already created in our registration process. Okay, while registration, if you remember guys, that while filling this form in registered HTML, we have created that forms.py for and class registration form for collecting all the data from here. Okay, and validating like this clean and clean email. So that's the thing. So basically let's sign in. Okay, so now let's go to our let me close all the unnecessary things. So here this checkout will be replaced by place order. I think it was the name place order. Let me check. So here URL and place order. Okay, so it is perfect. Admin URL. Let's close this and order URL models view account. So here you can see that we have used this validation during our registration process, and the form was created like this registration form. Okay, so this concept we are gonna use in this orders also. Okay, so inside view, let's go to view, and I already created view, okay, so that it will save our time. Let me just delete the old one. So what is happening here? Before, you can see here, there was only request in this bracket, in this inside this, okay. So but now, along with this request, we have total and quantity. This is because of we have to calculate the total and quantity, and also we have to initialize that value, okay, just like we have done in our carts, I guess. So let me, where is our cart? Okay, so here it is, and inside a view, inside our cart view, I think it was something like this. So here you can see this total and tax and grand total and quantity, all these things that we have to initialize, okay. We have to give the starting value, and this is the calculation of that values. So just like that, here also we are calculating all the tax and totals, okay, and we have to pass it uh, inside our context dictionary. So what is happening here, guys? First of all, let me import all these necessary things, all the models, okay. So now we don't want this, so just remove this, and from, first of all, so along with this render, let's import redirect. Also from the dot forms, we have to import order form, and from dot models, let's import all the models, okay. And this date time and card item is remaining, okay. So from cards dot models, we have to import all the models, okay. So cart item is there, and this date time. So now let's import the date time and remove this one. So now it is perfect, okay. So now we are done with this views and URLs and models, okay, and also forms as well. So now, okay, so this URL is perfect. So now let's check if it is creating an object inside our order model, inside this orders model or not. So now let's fill these details whatever you want, okay, just for testing purpose. So let me click on this place order, and it is not creating any object. Don't know what is happening here, guys. Models are okay, and so let's refresh the server, guys. Now let's fill the those details again, okay. and let's see what happens. Okay, so it has given one error, this payments.html. Okay, so this payments.html that we have rendered but have not created this page. Okay, so inside orders we have to create one payments.html. Why? Because after order placing, obviously user will uh, be redirected to the payment page. Okay, so we have to create that payment page inside our orders. So first of all, let's create one orders folder inside template orders, and in that particular folder a new file name will be payments.html, and inside that for now let's keep it like payment page. Okay, just for testing, guys. So now I think that object was created inside our table. Okay, so you can see that after clicking on this place order, it created this object inside the orders model. So again, now let's give the name test 1 2 and testing new. Now let's create new. So you can see, guys, that we are redirected to the payment page, and obviously new object should be created. So this test object was created with all of these fields. Okay, so now let's go back to the flow that what is going here. So let me explain this view. Don't worry about this code. I will definitely provide all of these codes inside one drive, one doc file. Okay, and the link of that doc file will be in the description box. So what is happening here? You can see this place order view. Okay, and we have initialized this value of this variable total and quantity. So current user is equal to requested user. So what is this? Basically inside current user we are storing this user. Okay, and this user is came from here, this Martin Lauren. Okay, this user table, and inside this request.user, basically we have that current logged in user. Okay, now we are logged in by the Martin Lauren. Okay, you can see this testing to first name. So now which user is logged in, and when you click on this place order, it will send a request. Okay, and inside that request we have all the data of the current user like this, and we can access that user like this request.user. So basically which user is applying the request that we are storing inside this current user. Okay, and here what is this code is doing: if the card count is less than or equal to 0, then redirect back to shop. Okay, so this is for cart item counts basically. So from here, from the cart item table, give me all the items which has the user is equal to current user. Okay, so inside this cart items we have all the cart items for the current user, and if that cart item so this cart items dot count will be inside this cart count, and if the count will be less than 0, then it will redirect to the store. So when this count will be less than 0, so if you guys are wondering that obviously it is not gonna be in the negative value. Okay, so here from here it will always be positive integer, or uh, at least 0, but not in the negative value. Okay, but anyone, if there is any bug in our code, or suppose while testing, or in any case in future anyone try to change that items quantity to negative like this, then it will be negative, guys. You can see this 4 will be converted to -4. So uh, you can see if we click on this checkout and place order now what will be happen. So you can see, guys, that again it created the object inside this orders model, but it should not create that object. So there is something missing inside our code. Let me check what is happening here. Card item. Okay, okay. We are calculating all the counts. Okay. So this card count that we are calculating. Okay. This card count. Uh, card count inside this card count we have all the card items count. So even if it the quantity is minus, but we still have this card item inside our cart. Okay, inside our card item we always have one uh, card item at least, or it will be 0. And if it will be 0, then you can see this this will display something like this. Okay, so this is just for any bug related thing. Okay, if we have any bug or anything, then it will redirect user to the store. It is basically called a defensive programming, I guess. So if you want to check that quantity related thing, then let me just so we are in the card item, and inside card item let's make this quantity minus. So now we have a quantity in a negative. Okay, so now if you want to check, if you want like if the quantity is in the negative, and if someone uh, fill this form and click on this place order, so currently it is creating new object, but we don't want that. Okay, we want that if quantity is less than 0, then it will uh, redirect the user to the store page. So now inside our this for loop, so before calculating uh, this total and quantity, we will add this code here. Okay, so if quantity, so I think now let's check what happens. So let's click on this place order, and you can see, guys, that we are redirected to the store. Okay, but I think there is some problem inside this code. So it is checking the quantity and total of the whole cart, I think, not to particular cart item. So if we add another item and keep this green and M variation, okay, let's create red Excel. And now what we want, we will make this amount positive. So now it is positive, okay, and I count of the cart is 1. So now if you want to uh, create that object and see, let's see what happens. Okay, so let's go to order. So you can see we are redirecting to the store. Okay, now let's check what if we remove this item. Now let's check out. So you can see guys, we had all the positive number of the quantity and amount total, okay, but still it is redirecting us to the store. Why? Because when this for loop will execute, then always this quantity and total will be equal to 0. Okay, so this total and quantity that we have initialized here, that will be always 0 at the beginning. Even if we have all the positive values here, it will always redirect us to the store page, but we don't want it like this. Instead of this, we will do like we will calculate cart item quantity. Okay, cart item dot quantity, and just remove this, because if a quantity is in negative, then obviously total price will be in negative for that item. So now let's check what is happening. Check out and place order. Okay, so now it is working. Now let's check for the negative value. Inside cart item we have this 4 value, and let's make it to the -4. Now let's see if it is working or not. Let's give here a -4. Okay, and place order. So now it is working perfectly. If any card item has this I mean negative quantity, then it will redirect us to the store. Now what if we add another product in positive number? Not this one, but let me add this shoes. Now let's try. So you can see if any product inside our cart items has negative value, then it will redirect us to the store page. Okay, so it's not gonna be in the real life, but if in any case someone try to change the quantity eh, in from this database from the admin panel, then it will redirect us to the store page. Okay, so let's keep this inside our code. which is beneficial for us. Okay. So here inside our forms.py, here you can see we have created this order form. Okay, and inside our previously created forms.py, you can see this clean methods, this clean method and this clean email method. So these clean methods are for specifically for this validation. Okay, this validation, like this error generation. So what happens, uh, let's go to views, and inside our views, when we try to uh, execute this form dot is valid. So when this form dot is valid is being executed, then uh, there are lots of things happening in the internally by Django automatically. So first of all, it will create some data, like cleaned data. So let me go to that forms. Let's go to this register view. So you can see this form dot is valid. Okay, so after that you can see this cleaned data. In our view you can also see this form dot clean data. So this clean data is coming from here after this execution of this. Okay, so inside clean data we have particularly a dictionary of what, dictionary of all the fields that we have entered uh, during filling this form. So all the information that was filled inside this form is contained in that cleaned data dictionary, this cleaned data dictionary. And that cleaned data dictionary, that is accessible after execution of this form dot is valid. Okay, so what if this form dot is valid is false? It is true when all the fields are okay, like if there is not any error, then it will be true. But if this will become false, then what happens? Then nothing is happening right now, but inside our this register view, you can see that in else we are basically displaying the errors. Okay, so those errors are coming from here, this clean methods. Okay, so basically when user enter any value and try to submit the form, then if uh, any errors are there, then uh, it will raise the error from here. Okay, I have already explained all of this clean method related things and error related things in my previous video of the this this forms.py creation for the registration form. Okay, so I will recommend you guys to see that video if you haven't seen that. So now what is happening while registering, let's log out and register. So while filling this form, registration form, uh, if you enter a password and this repeat password will, let's enter a different password here. So when you try to register, then you can see this error that password doesn't match. So this error is coming from here. Okay, where is password? Okay, so this password validation is here. So basically these clean methods are the purpose of these clean methods are for validation. Okay, validation of this custom created field. So Django automatically doesn't catch this error. Okay, so what if we comment out this pass clean method, then it will not show this error. Let's try. Let's create password 12 and 123. So now let's see what happens. So you can see registration has been successful even if we have entered different passwords in these two fields. So that's the main purpose of this clean method, that it is for the validation. Okay, if entered fields are valid or not. And same for the email. If there is email already existed, then it will show this error, and same and for the username as well. Okay, so that's the main purpose of that clean methods. Okay, so you can see here this cleaned data. Inside this cleaned data, we are basically collecting the super dot clean. So what this super dot clean? This super dot clean is basically Django's inbuilt clean method, which automatically runs. Okay, so this Django's default clean method will return something like this: self dot clean data. Okay, and that self dot clean data is equal to clean data. Now this clean data variable will store something like this. Inside this cleaned data we have that particular dictionary. Okay, that was automatically generated by Django after the uh, this form dot is valid execution. Okay, so what if we remove this line? Then here you can see this variable we cannot access it like this. So instead of this, now we can access all the cleaned data like this: self dot this. Okay, so let me change this clean data. Let me check this if it is working or not. After changing it, we will see. Okay, so now let's go to register. So in the register, user registration basically. Okay, so we are not logged in. We have to log in for view that, log in to view that particularly. So what is inside user? You can see this user. Let's delete the and just keep this grade card and Martin Lauren. So now let's log out and register. So now if we try to register with different passwords, so if it is registering, if it will register, then you can see this clean method is not working. Okay, but it is not registering. Okay, we have this error. So you can see, you can say that it this method is working properly. So that was the thing, that if we want to use this method, then we have to uh, use this code, otherwise this cleaned data will that we will not be able to use that. Okay, and uh, even if you have the one thing, if you guys noticed here, that even if we have commented out this method, still we can access this clean data. Why? Because after calling this is valid method, it will automatically create the clean data dictionary for us, and inside that we have all these fields that was entered by the user during this filling this form. Okay, so that was the thing that we have to remember about these forms. So you can also see here, guys, that if you remove this line, then your code becomes something like this, and this will immediately raise an error. Clean data is not defined, obviously, and this is the thing that we have seen here. Okay, about this code. So clean data is just a local variable. If you never create it, Python has no idea what clean data refers to. If it's you change the code to use self.clean data, you can see this self.clean data should be used here if we remove this line. Okay, so removing this line without changing anything will give error. Okay, so this you can see there what is inside super.clean. So this gets in how inheritance works in Django and clean data super.clean. The super refers to parent class, obviously, and form is a child of this forms dot model form. So then the inheritance chain is roughly registration form, base model, and base form. Okay, so the clean method you're calling is ultimately the one defined in Django's base form, this base form model. So its implementation is essentially diff clean self dot clean data. That's it. Simply returns a self dot clean data. So this is Django's built-in method. Okay, not defined by our, not defined by user or anything. So dictionary that Django has already built during field validation. Simply returns self-rotating data. So you can see during field validation means during the execution of that thing. This form dot is valid. Okay. So this dictionary was written by Django. So when you write clean data is super dot clean, it's almost equivalent to that we have already seen, and because the parent clean returns self dot clean data. Okay, so this parent clean, I mean this super dot clean will return something like this. You can see here. Okay, suppose the user submit this before clean is called, Django has already created. Okay, so this was already created before calling that method. Before calling this clean method, Django already created something like this internally, and then clean data will be equal to super.clean and become something like this. So now you can do clean data.get. Okay, so then why call super.clean at all? Right now Django's base function is very simple, but imagine that in future Django when it comes to clean some new built-in validation. uh, if your code use clean data, automatically get the new behavior, skip super.clean purpose, whatever logic. Uh, just ignore these things. Super.clean. That is all the thing that I have explained, guys. Let me just have a look on this. So not necessary. So let's go to another chat and what is here. So that this thing already we have seen that if you remove all of this method, okay, whole of this method, then this form dot is valid still works. So we'll validate each field individually, create clean data, automatically store all valid value in form dot clean data. All of this will still work. So what is missing? Basically this is missing. This validation is missing at these passwords. Okay. So Django never checks if password is not equal to confirm password or not. So if the user enter password abc123 and so that we have already seen guys. So no need to have a look on this. Like this is for our different password registration. Return true and okay. Why does clean data still exist? Create not created by your clean method. You can see. It is created entirely by Django during after validate which will clean method is only an opportunity to read clean data, modify it and error. Okay. So if there is no clean method, then form dot clean data will available obviously because it is coming from Django and password comparison will not be done. Okay. And this form dot is valid will true and clean method is there. If there is clean method defined, then obviously we have clean data and password comparison will be there. So this form dot is valid will become false. That's why you can see that error on the screen. This is I think inside our current view. Let's go on. Let's have a look on that. So let's close this and inside our view. So let me explain this view from the beginning. The what is happening here, guys? Basically, this place order along with this request, we have initiated all this total and quantity. Why? Because we are gonna create an object inside orders, okay, which will require let me log in guys. So inside our orders we have so many user objects created. Let me keep only one. So here you can see guys that during creation of the object of this orders table, okay, inside this orders table, then we will uh, we have to enter the this text and order total. Okay, this is a required field. So if there is not any order or total or quantity, then it will become 0 by default. That's why we have to initialize these values. So what if we will not initialize these values? I think there will some error. There will be some error. Let's try that, guys. What is happening? Check out. So you can see that the total where it is not associated with value. Obviously, it will give error. So we have to initialize both of these values. Okay. So this is same as our cards logic. And this is our user assignment. This current user will be assigned to this variable, and inside this variable we have current user object, which is Martin Lauren, which is Martin Lauren. Here it is. This object will be assigned to this variable. So inside card items, what we have, the current user's card item, and that count will be inside this variable, and this count, if the count is less than or equal to 0, then it will return redirect user to the store. And what is here, grand total is 0 and tax is 0. Okay, so I think we don't need this. Just keep this. If you want to remove, you can also remove, cause we already, no, it is different actually. Tax and grand total are 0. Okay, so it is different. Just keep this. So for card item, in card items, so here is the for loop for calculating the total and quantity. Okay, so it is also same from this cards logic, where it is, let me go to card view, and you can see that view, that for loop inside the card view. Okay, so that is the same thing. So calculation of the tax and grand total is done. So let's go to here. The main logic is here. So if requested method is post, here what we are doing, while submission of this form, when we submit this form, obviously request will be post. Okay. So when we click on this place order, then this will become true. Not this, but this will become true. Okay. And the here we are creating one form object. Okay, object of the order form, the here this form. Okay, just like that registration form that we have created, like this. Okay, so that now we can access all this cleaned data. Why? Because form is now object of the for this class, this class. Okay, so here, after creation of the object of this order form, you can access all these cleaned data values. Okay, so now if form is valid, obviously it is gonna valid because we haven't any validation yet. So this form is valid. After that, we are creating an object in this order model. Okay, so this is the process of object creation method, basically. The one method that we have seen in our previous views, like this user objects dot create. Okay, like this. So that was the method that we were using until this video, but now we will not use this create method for creation of the object. But instead of that, we will use something like this. First of all, we will create an object inside that table and then add all the fields like this and then save it. So after this first save, this is our first save. Okay, let me, so this is first save and this is our second save. So after first save, now order has been created. Okay, and if once order has been created, object has been created, then this is we are doing for the order number generation. So we have to generate order number. Why? Because we have to give it to the order model like this. Okay, so this this field is required, and just remember this code guys. Okay, just copy and paste it, don't go deeper in this code. So this is for the order number generation. What is happening here? This date time, this is for year, this is for month, and this is for date. So it will generate something like this: year, month, and date. Okay, and inside this we have something like this, and this will be passed to this variable, and this variable current date plus string of data.id. So data.id is what? This data.id means id of that already created object after this first save. So after this first save, uh, object was created inside that order table, and the id of that recently created object will we can access it like this, and we are gonna convert to string. So these all things we cannot uh, contain, we cannot specify in that create method. So for now, for this portion we can use that create method, and after that creation of that object we are doing this thing, and again we have to save. So instead of that create method, this method will be easier, like this first save and second save. Okay, in that create method we don't have to use this save, cause it was automatically saving that object. So now this data.id will be unique for all the objects. So suppose inside our order table, if we delete this object, then and again create another object, then the id of that newly created object will be different than this one. So keep this thing in your mind. So let's, if you want to check, let's go to database and order table. So inside ordered, you can see id is 2. Okay, and this is our order number, which is current year, which is 2026, and current month is July, and the date is 8, and 2 is our id of the object. So that's the main thing, guys. Okay, and this order number is now it will be something like this. Okay, so date uh, this will be changed every time. Remember guys, if we will create a one object tomorrow, then date will be changed, and obviously after creation of new object this id will be changed. Data dot order number is equal to order number now. Okay, so this order number that we are assigning to this field order number to this order number. Okay, this data dot order number means that object that we have already created after this first save. So that object's order number will be equal to this order number that is created by these things, this code, and again save it second time. Then this field will be updated. So order, now inside this order we are getting the that object of the current user, and our order number is current order number. So basically that this object that we are creating right now, that we want to give to this order variable. Okay, so this get means it will collect that object, and the these things that we are passing in our context. And all of those things will be go to payments.html that we will create in our next video. So that was the flow guys. So let's go to that chat our what is happening here. Not this one, but this one. So here you can see that first save and second save that I have already explained. Notice this line, this order number. Why can't we use create here? Because data.id doesn't exist until the object has been saved. Okay, so when you write data order data.id is none. After data.save, suppose the database assign id 53. Now you can do order number something like this. So the flow is create object, fields, save database generate ID, use ID to create the number, save again. Completely normal. Could we still use create? Yes, you could write. Then so that I have already explained, guys. That for this portion you can use that create method, and then you have to do this second save. That would also work. So in this particular case, there isn't much difference, but because you will need a second save anyway to store the number, and that is the recommendation from ChatGPT. So what is request.meta? Okay, so I have forgot to explain this. So this request.meta is a dictionary. This is our IP generation. So is request.meta is a dictionary that Django creates for every HTTP request. It contains information about the request sent by the browser. If you print this request.meta, then you will see something like this. So inside that request.meta dictionary, you can see this remote edit here. This is our IP address. Okay. So think of it as a user post get file meta extra information about the request. Inside meta we have all the information about the request. So what is remote edit here? Request.meta get remote edit here that we are accessing it here. So give me the IP address of the client that made this request. Okay. Basically it is for the IP address. Just remember this. Okay. During development or something like that. Let's check what is inside current object. IP address Okay, so it is something like this. So that's the thing. So I hope guys, if you understand or not, I don't know, but if you have any query or any doubt, then just comment down your query. I will definitely solve all of your queries as soon as possible. So see you in the next video guys. Thank you very much.